Yo, this is the Tunnel Plays Pokemon Violet, and as you can see, we're going to go back to school. Oh, that sounds like a bummer, doesn't it? Well, maybe, but school does have some cool stuff. They have some cool stuff we can get and learn. More importantly, that's why you're at school, you're to learn. Things is more or less optional, but it's very recommended to go to this school because later on we're going to do some fun stuff in the post-game. You kind of have to unlock it by going to school to study. Somehow. But might as well just do it because it's part of the game, and this whole game is all about you becoming a student and you going in a bit of a training exercise at school, which is to travel around. So you go here to the reception desk. So we'll go to classes. Let's see, we have biology, we have math, history, languages, battle studios, and art. Let's just start with biology. With Mr. Jack. Or Jacques. Let's go. Let's see how this one goes. It's pretty straightforward or pretty simple. Hard to miss this one. Here's Jacques. Hello, hello! My name is Jacques, and I'll be your Pokemon biology teacher. In my class, we will all learn about the various quirks of our beloved Pokemon together. I hope you all come to love Pokemon even more from the things you learn here. In today's class, I'll teach you a great way to get to know Pokemon in more depth. If you'd like to become better friends with your Pokemon, you can let them come out of their Pokeball and walk along with you. Sounds great, huh? You can use the ZR button to throw a Pokeball at the Pokemon inside. Nothing cuter than watching a Pokemon run around underfoot, if you ask me. Once you let your Pokemon out, try speaking to them. They're sure to respond in some way. It's a great way to get to know them better. However, letting your Pokemon out of his ball isn't such a great idea in some locations. Can anyone tell me where is that you shouldn't have your Pokemon walk along with you? Now where can they? Near the water, inside buildings, or in tall grass? Well, you can put them near the water or in tall grass, but you can't put them in buildings. That's right! Great job, Tano! I see you did your homework. The correct answer is that we should not walk with our Pokemon indoors. How about that? Some Pokemon might damage walls, desks, and other things walking around inside buildings, so it's not allowed regardless of the species. Therefore, please let only your Pokemon out of their Pokeballs while outdoors. Okay, everyone? I think I see them out and about in classrooms from time to time, but still. Anyway, you may become even closer friends with your Pokemon pals by walking together. Oh, I almost forgot. Keep in mind that you can only walk together with your lead Pokemon. Remember, use the ZR button to throw a Pokeball at your Pokemon inside. You also want to remember that throwing a ball at the wild Pokemon will start a battle. Looks like that's all the time we have for today. See you all next class! Imagine if imagine class at school were this short. You would have been done with education in a matter of minutes instead of years. Yeah, that's basically one class. But you can keep on going. You can take biology class number 2. You try that one. You need to do basically all classes in order if you want to go to the end. But it's worth it, in my opinion. Let's see what class number 2 is. Hello, hello! I hope everyone started to learn some new things today. Did you all try using the ZR button to let your Pokemon out as I taught you in our last class? Walking along with your Pokemon lets you see how unique and cute they all are. I also highly recommend picnics for when you want to spend some quality time together with your Pokemon in your party. You can get them all around the table to make sandwiches and play. It's really a lot of fun. If you want to learn more about making food, Mr. Sagarao's class is the best place to go. Now, sometimes, while you enjoy a picnic with your Pokemon, you may find something very, very important in the basket next to your table. This very important something is what Pokemon are born from. Let's say it together. Boxes? Are born from boxes, born from Pokeballs. Maybe eggs. You know this one. Phew! You got it right! The very important something I'm talking about is a Pokemon egg. It's not clear where these eggs come from. Okay. Yeah. We know where they come from. But rather they're probably placed in the basket rather than stealthy by the Pokemon at the picnic. Walking around with an egg will help warm it, which allows it to hatch. Eggs won't warm up by sitting in boxes though. You need to have them in your party. And here's one more super important thing I'd like to remember about eggs. Pokemon trust us with their eggs because they believe in us. So I sure will be happy to see you all being responsible parents for your little Pokemon eggs. Whoops, my most important thing came right as the bell rang. Well, see you all next time, I guess. Yeah, we all know where eggs come from. People learn that early. Regardless if they want to or not. You can still keep on going if you want to. Now we can't take more biology classes because you can only take classes as you advance in the story, but you can take all the classes like math, history, languages, battle studios, art, home, EC, I think it's economy or something. There's a revisit class if you want to do that as well. And then we have the computer here, where you can go to locations. You don't need to go to location because there's a class there. And you can also see sometimes there are these exclamation marks. This means that there are a certain person you can talk to at these areas. So you have the cafeteria, where you can eat stuff. School store, where you can buy stuff. You have the biology lab, where you just wear the biology classroom with Jack. You have the art room. You have the home EC room. You have the staff room, director's office, nurse's office. You have the schoolyard. You have the classrooms for different classes. 1A, 1D. You have also 2G. And your own dorm room. It's basically your home, basically. You see there's an exclamation mark, which means that people can talk to. So let's say you want to talk to... let's say we'll talk to Jacques. You can go to the biology lab. See, there's no class here now. There are some people maybe studying outside of class, but talk to Jacques. See what he has to say. Ah, hello, hello. Have you gotten used to things here at the Academy, Sutano? Yeah. Great! Glad to see you having fun. Oh, have you been using the Pokédex app? I'm the one who made it, you know. Every time someone using the app catches a Pokemon, that data gets sent to me. It's really helping with my Pokemon research. So be sure to catch any new Pokemon you find and work on filling in your Pokédex. For your first goal, let's aim for, say, 30. Register 30 Pokemon in your app. Let me know once you've done so. I see you already registered 30 species of Pokemon to your Pokédex for me. Wow, so you call this kind of Pokemon? And this one? All this data. This is the best. Ah, sorry about that. I got a little excited there. But I get the feeling you're going to be a great help in my Pokemon research. Here, take these. Consider it my way of saying thanks. And we get TM57's False Swipe. And this is a very important TM because this TM is the best move for catching Pokemon. Because you can see, it's a normal attack with low power, but it can never KO a Pokemon. It will always leave the Pokemon with at least 1 HP left. You're sure good at catching Pokemon, aren't you, Sutano? For your next goal, let's aim for 100 species. Remember, when you find a Pokemon you've never seen before, give a Pokeball a throw. Yeah, so false swipes are amazing, because with that one, you can get a Pokemon to 1 HP, which is the lowest you can bring them, and that it makes it easier to catch, especially Pokemon that are of the legendary values or very sort of pseudo-legendaries, because they have a much higher catch rate. Very nice. You just go to the lab now, then you get to choose where you want to go. You now see there's no other... Actually, you can maybe talk to the director as well. Director Clavel. There's his office. Oh, why hello, Master Citano. How is your treasure hunt going along? Having all sorts of fun adventures, I hope. Yeah, it's been great. Wonderful. I'm glad to hear it. Do keep in mind that treasure hunts have no set course or criteria you must follow. Simply go wherever your heart takes you, and you should do so splendidly. Speaking of such pursuits, there have been something on my mind of late. If I could ask for your expertise on the matter, I'll be most grateful. You see, I recently heard a word whose meaning escapes me. I believe to be some sort of slang. Tell me, what does Chugi mean? Now, personally, I am not really into trendy words like these things, but I did sort of like check up what it actually meant. So, Chugi is something that you can describe as being, I would say, out of date. It's basically the opposite of trendy. That's what Chugi is. So if something is trendy, that means something is, you know, pretty hip and cool. But Chugi is basically the polar opposite of trendy. It means it's outdated and uncool. It can become called something cool like a Chewy Gumball. Ah, I think I understand. For both speaker and recipient, it's not a pleasant word, I take it. The words used by young people these days are quite often beyond my comprehension. Yeah, I feel him too. A lot of stuff. This is rough to be getting old. But when I learn the meaning behind these words, I find that I feel I'm much closer to my students. I am most grateful to you for your help on that front. Now, as you can see, we come slightly closer with them. And this can be a bit important because there are some events which give you some cool stuff and rewards. You're gonna get them if you are sort of like connected to these people. So I do recommend sometimes, if you don't mind to, or if you remember even, come back to school and talk to the people. We have one more we can talk to today. We have the nurse's office. Might as well just have a chat with her before we do some other stuff. There's the nurse's office, which, yeah, looks like nurse stuff. Maybe for people and Pokemon. Here she is. Hey there! Come on in! Everyone's welcome in the nurse's office. What brings you here today? I don't see anything to be wrong with you or your Pokemon. Wait, this is your first time here, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, so I guess you transferred in recently. You must be Zatanna, right? Everybody's been talking about you. I heard all kinds of rumors. Apparently you fell off a cliff right after enrolling in the academy? And even picked a fight with Team Star? Oh yeah, you started your treasure hunt thing, right? Come tell me about anything super interesting you find out there in your adventures. I'm kinda bored of sitting here all day, you know. I don't have any classes to teach, and students only come here to skip class. So yeah, drop in if you can. Deal? Deal. That's kinda sad though. I mean, I guess sometimes the nurse has to be there when bad stuff happens and needs a bit of help, so maybe it's understandable why nurses can't teach at the same time, because they have to be available when emergency things happen. So they can't, like, you know, I can't help you right now with your emergency stuff because I'm teaching class. Same time, maybe they should have multiple nurses so one can teach and then they can rotate. But something is also about that you want to maybe have people connected to the class. You can't just be a teacher, you have to be the teacher. Yeah, let's not get into details about that. You also get some books and these things. These basically things you can see like in these Pokemon schools in different games, like the blackboards, for example. You also have different computers to go different places. Let's look at these books that are pushed out of the library. Those are the things you can learn about. Types and moves, which talks about Pokemon typing, maybe physical, special moves, etc. Uva Academy school song, if you want to go into the lore. I mean, feel free to do that if you want to. There's someone sleeping at school. Cute. Types and moves 2. Yeah, it's a nice thing. I would recommend people that are new to Pokemon games maybe take a look and read a bit. You might learn something that you probably like, I didn't know about that. I didn't figure that. Oh, I forgot about that. Pokemon natures, which I talked about in the earlier episode about it can affect stats. Like some Pokemon are good at one stat, but then they become weaker at other stat. And those are all around. Academy rules and regulations. Student registry. Yeah. Like the school is alive though, that's pretty nice. I also can explore it a bit, so it's pretty cool. And you can see everything here is sort of dressed in like sort of purple color, because that's the part of the game here. But if you do play Pokemon Scarlet, instead of purple, it'll be much more about the color orange. I think it's called Naranja Academy is what it is called, which is the academy for orange. But we also have multiple floors here in the entrance part. More people here, more books. A magazine intended of culture. The June issue. Artisanic route. Yeah, maybe I think maybe sometimes they have some questions in the classes we need to answer. And in case you kind of don't remember how to answer them, you maybe ought to read some of these magazines or books. Because they can sort of sometimes explain a bit the things that are going in Paldea. But I don't think it's sort of necessary. It's like, do it if you want, but it's not like you have to. Here we are on the 3rd floor. Find food from far away. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't mind to be enrolled in a school like this, if I still were the age. Maybe in the book about Galar, a history. That's interesting, because Galar is not the region we are in now, that's the other region. That's the region we were in the previous generation of Pokemon, back in Generation 8, Sword and Shield. Gengar coming off as well. Charcadet's Adventures. The Charcadet is the fire child we captured in the previous episodes. Charcadet, the fire child Pokemon, may have been a little, but did that stop it from being a mighty hero? Not one bit. When me and Gengar came along to play tricks and scare people, Charcadet stood tall. Rah! Hya! It cried. But soon brave little Charcadet got bound up tight in Gengar's long tongue. How could the fire child get out of this mess? Just as things started to go hazy before Charcadet's eyes, the sound of a voice came. 2 paths lie before you, young Charcadet, it said. Choose between these 2 sets of armor and assume a new form so you can defeat Gengar. And sure enough, 2 sets of armor appeared before Charcadet. To be continued. Now, this sort of hints about Charcadet's evolution. I mentioned earlier that Charcadet has 2 evolution forms. And it depends on which version you play. Because you can only evolve Charcadet to the version exclusive to your game. So Violet has its own Charcadet evolution and Scarlet has its own. So if you want to get the Pokemon Scarlet evolved version of Charcadet, you need to trade. Or sometimes, if you're lucky, you can also find it at in the Terra Raid channel. If you go to the online menu, if you go to Poke Portal and you go Terra Raid battles, then you can also find sometimes Terra Raid battles of Charcadet's evolutional forms, both the ones to your version and the other version. So that's basically how I usually got mine. But Same time, if you go to the Poke Portal and you get a Terra Raid, you might also get a Terra type that you don't want to though. If that's still the case, then you probably have to go for trade, but it shouldn't be too hard. And as of this recording, the Pokemon Home app is not up yet, but perhaps it'll be later. Remember, you can use the Pokemon Home app. You can also use the Pokemon Home app on your mobile phones. There you can use the GTS. And on the GTS, you can then, let's say, request the evolved form of Charcadet in exchange for maybe your own version. And there'll probably be a lot of people who will want to trade with you because they're playing the other game. They want your evolution because they can't get it their normal way. So that's at least something you can do as well, I would say. Anyway, that's going to be enough for school for today. We'll go back to school later to do some more classes, to learn more stuff. Maybe explore a bit and talk to some more people to advance in the story there. But for now, let's continue the story here. So, in the next episode, we're going to head back west again. So as you can see on the map now, we have done here, and we've done Titan here, another gym badge here. For next, I'm going to do another Titan next. It's going to be the Titan up here. And then we're going to go for Team Star base here. And then we're going to head back east and do the Team Star base here, and also the gym here. Which order I'll do these two, we'll see. But at least that's going to be sort of my next order of things to do. So, we're going to head back west next time, and then find another Titan Pokemon to battle. Oh yeah. Like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on social media. That's it for now. See you guys next time as my journey in Pokemon Violet continues.